like? Where are you watching from today? Let me know in the comments. This is the brand new Lumix S5II, Lumix's latest and greatest full-frame mirrorless camera. And in this video, I'm showing you 5 different methods to shoot time lapses with it. The first method is an absolute joke, but in case you need it, it does work. You manually press the shutter button every few seconds as accurately as possible. You can use a timer or a watch to keep on track. It's not something I recommend, but I'm guaranteeing that a lot of the viewers today have been there and done that because they forgot the right cable, or their battery was dead of their remote, or whatever reason. If you have done this method, let me know in the comments so we can all bond over the trauma that we all share. The second method is another method I do not recommend at all, but it is possible, and I'm pretty sure we've all done it as well. It's recording video and then speeding that up in post-production. That is obviously bad because you are draining your battery, you are filling up your memory card like crazy, and you're going to throw out the majority of that footage anyway. But if you're in a bind, this works, and I have actually used this for commercial jobs in the past, so you know what? Sometimes the best solution is the one that works. Now let's get to the serious points. The third method of shooting time lapses with the Lumix S5II is using the built-in menu system. Now Lumixes have really improved a lot over the years. They're really shining at this built-in software that allows you to shoot time lapses for day stuff, for night stuff, for night to day, or holy grail stuff as we call it. It's got exposure leveling. When the GH6 launched, it included a built-in time-lapse calculator that showed you how long you're going to be shooting, etc. Really happy with how the Lumix developers are clearly prioritizing time-lapse photography in their menu system. Now this is a brand new camera and I've got it pretty early on, so I'm gonna milk this. If you want to learn more about it, let me know in the comments. I'm going to make a whole separate video about this built-in menu system because it truly is really quite powerful, and it is how I shoot 99% of all of my time lapses these days. And if I'm doing it, it must mean it's going alright. Now the fourth method for shooting time lapses with the S5II is using an external controller or an external time-lapse remote, or we also call this an intervalometer because it allows you to shoot or trigger photos at a set interval. Now you can get yourself a cheap intervalometer or time-lapse remote from eBay or Amazon like the newer ones. You can get a more expensive one like the Hanel one, or you can get an even more expensive one like the LR Timelapse Pro Timer 3, about which I've got a video up here. Depending on your needs, you can get away with the cheap one or the more expensive one. Just a thing I want to note, for Lumix cameras, the cable you need is a TRRS cable, not a TRS cable, which is the cable that is most often provided with cheaper remotes. So if you're wondering why your triggering doesn't work with your cheap remote, it's probably the end of the cable that it came with. The fifth method of shooting time lapses with the Lumix S5II is a method that I have never spoken about because I wasn't really aware of it up until recently. You're going to be shooting in video mode, which, as I mentioned earlier, is not something I recommend, but in the S&Q or the slow and quick mode, you can actually choose intervals that are shorter than 1 second. Yes, you are shooting video, so make sure you're shooting with a flat picture profile with the largest bitrate and the largest resolution that you can get, because you don't have the latitude that we get from raw photo files. But hey, the good thing here is that you can shoot multiple frames in 1 second, so your interval goes below 1 second per photo, which is something that not a lot of time-lapse remotes allow you to do, except for some very niche ones like the LR Timelapse Pro Timer 3 that I mentioned earlier. If you like my videos, you can sign up to become a member of this channel. You will join dozens of other people who support me for making semi-entertaining yet highly educational videos about time-lapse photography. You can also check out my free ebooks and my paid courses, which have taught hundreds of people how to time-lapse like a pro, like myself. By the way, before I forget, besides the memberships that are funding this channel, I'm also funding this channel now using raffles. You can check out the latest raffle. At the time of filming, I'm giving away $1,200 USD worth of motion control and microphone equipment for filmmakers like yourself via the raffle down below. Tickets are £2.50, and you can win some really fun prizes, and you support me making this free content for you. Happy days. May the clouds forever be in your favor. Goodbye. Buy my course. Ciao.